Good evening, sports fans. If sports fans like card games. Okay, we're going first with a new deck. This deck, I think, belongs to what's called Decks That Beat Me playlist. But only 4 of the cards were in the original conglomeration that I saw before they beat me. So some of these cards are the type of things that either you have the answers or you don't. And if you don't, you get steamrolled. But here's the deal. They used white and black cards to beat me. I saw 4 cards in land. And that's all I saw. But they splashed red, so it let me know they were Mardu colors. And so I went and finished up the deck, so to speak, and decided to play with it myself. Let's see. I think it's okay to put Unstoppable Slasher out here. And let's see what they have. That is not that big a deal. But they can get a treasure token now, right? Would they attack just to get the treasure token? And they would. I'm not going to block. Because they dealt 3 damage to me. And I'm going to deal how much? 11? That's pretty good. Okay, then I can play Toby, Boy Beastie Befriender. And if they kill the 1/1, I can save it with Not Dead After All, which gives me a second 4/4 beast. And that's kind of the nice trick, the 1-2 combination of this deck. Because they're just not expecting this card. A lot of people consider the 4/4, because it's so powerful, to be the bigger threat. They don't really care about Toby that much. So if you can kill, what are you going to kill? If they attack, I just don't even block. They're thinking. It's like I'm playing against blue. Well, and the bear is sleeping too. Do none of the pets do anything anymore? It's not even going to wake up no matter how much I click on it? What happened to the good pets with motion like mine? That was a lot of time thinking about just to put down a 1/1. Okay, they're digging. They don't have the answers they need for this. It's always funny, the cheap red decks, they end up with way too much land. I'm not sure if they know this, but if they put in less than 24 lands, like they go down to 20 or 19, half of their lands are going to be in the top 20 cards. I know this because I tested it extensively. So it's always amusing. They don't want much more land than this, but they've already got more land than they know what to do with. They're still looking at Toby. Bingo. Okay. They think they're getting rid of Toby, but Toby's coming back, and now they have even bigger problems. And keep in mind, we may win, and we've only shown them 3 cards so far, not even 4. So while they digest that, let's just go ahead and attack with... Well, we won't attack with Toby this time. Each one of these, we could not have the Unstoppable Slasher at all and just attack with the 2 beasts. They can't attack alone, but if I hit both of them, they can both attack in. Alright, so they chump block with 1. They trade with the Unstoppable Slasher. Unstoppable Slasher comes back. I keep everything I've got. And they don't need any more land because they have treasures, so they've got 6... which means they can cast almost anything that red ever stacks. There are a couple of really high powerful red cards, but we don't see them played that much in the current environment. And you notice this deck is pretty low power. I only have a couple of 4-drops in here and that's it. And we'll discuss that in the deck tech. But part of it is just I have this bias toward using a lot of... Oh, it's a 5 cost right there. I may have to take back what I said. Look at that. Okay, none of that matters. Because we can do Slag Storm. But we're going to do it 4/4/2. Okay, so we can just do it this way. They can kill one of the 4/4s, they can chump block the other one, and only suffer 2 points of damage. And we'll just say good game now. And then Slag Storm, 3 damage to each player. Which is an alternate way to win with this deck, just so you know. And we did show them a 4th card. Alright, we got to show you a couple of the tricks of the deck already. Mardu Massacre is what I call it. And I actually used AI to flesh this out, which you wouldn't have had me using AI kicking and dreaming a year ago, but it's gotten a lot better. So it gave me I asked for a bunch of suggestions. It tried to analyze the current Magic environment. It suggested a lot of things. It did suggest I look at Enduring Courage, and I did, and I liked it. So that's my 4-drop. So here's what we got going on. We've got 13 creatures, average 2.4, pretty cheap deck. We've got Authority Consuls, in case they come at me with the mini, fast haste decks. Fleeting Flight, +1/+1 counter on target creature, gains flying, and then prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to it this turn. 2 just quick honor cards, +1/+1 on target creature, draw a card. 4 copies of Not Dead at All. You could argue if one of these could go away, but until end of turn, target creature controls gains this ability. When the creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, then create a Wicked Roll token attached to it, because it's from the Eldraine expansion. So the Aura roll you see to the right, the enchanted creature gets +1/+1, and when the token's put into a graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life. Now this helps me with a couple of things. One, if I don't like the way they're going to permanently kill Unstoppable Slasher, I can bring it back if they manage to kill it while it's tapped with a counter on it. If they go after my enchantments and I don't want to lose them, they could come back as enchantments instead when they were already enchantment creatures. But if you put Not Dead After All on them when they're destroyed, then you can order the events in which things occur, and you can just bring them back as an enchantment creature again instead of an enchantment. In the meantime, you saw me use it on Toby already, which is the preferred thing to do, so I get my 1/1 out, who automatically creates yet another 4/4 creature. So, essential to the deck. 4 copies of Nowhere to Run, because I didn't want to deal with Hexproof and Ward. Obliterating Bolt, Exiles. Scorching Dragonfire, Exiles. And Suplex, Exiles. So, I like those kind of removal spells these days. My creatures are 4 copies of Toby Beastie Befriender. We just saw that. 4 copies of Unstoppable Slasher. And 3 copies of Enduring Courage. Just 2 copies of Enduring Innocence. If I'm going too fast, just freeze the screen and look at these all you want. But these are very common cards. Used a lot. Tribute to Hunger is another removal. Target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And 4 copies of Consumed by Greed, which they have to sacrifice a creature of the greatest power among creatures they control. If I'm willing to give them a card draw as well, I can get a creature from my graveyard back to my hand. 1 more red spell, Fiery Annihilation, deals 5 damage to target creature, and it exiles as well. And then Slag Storm is coming in handy because I can either do a board wipe against all the small creatures for 3 damage each, and I don't have to worry about the beast. The beast might still be alive, in which case I can run them in for lethal damage. Or I just do 3 damage to each of us, and that wins the game. Now, the really cool part is when I get Enduring Courage out first, and then I can get something like Toby Beastie out, or Unstoppable Slasher out. They come out with +2 and with haste, and then chaos ensues. I do have 1 Restless Fortress in here, so we can turn it into a white and black nightmare creature. When it attacks, defending player loses 2 life while we gain 2 life. And then 1 Demolition Field and 1 Fabled Passage. And I'm actually going to change this now I'm going to get rid of one swamp, and we're going to go with the land. And why is it not finding? If I do the type, was there not supposed to be a space there? There we go. Pit of Offerings. I usually put this in almost every deck when it enters exile up to 3 target cards from graveyards. There's always a lot of graveyard stuff in there, so we're going to alter that now and fix it and see how we do. I've been meaning to do that. I keep forgetting. I blame my age. I'm going to have a birthday in less than a month. So in the original days of the internet, because I am so old and I was there for the beginnings, everything just kind of worked. We were introduced to these new trinkets and toys all the time, and we got emails, we got GUIs, graphical user interfaces. We got all this neat stuff, and maybe it wasn't the best thing in the world in terms of what we have today. Maybe that's not a good comparison. Let's go ahead and pay 2 life. And we're just going to exile this thing now so that they can't cast cheap enchantment spells. Let's not make things too easy for them. But something changed along the way. I mean, even when the social media stuff got going and we started learning how to do that stuff, Facebook kind of worked okay when it started out, That kind of stuff. Now, when AI came out, AI didn't work well at all. And everybody was saying glorious things about it for years. And for about 5 years, it stunk. And I have a big bias against it because I'm a big comic book fan, which means I like artists. I like paying for actual art and not, other stuff that's just created. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make Toby fly. And then we'll just attack in with both. That'll keep Toby alive. They just take everything. Missed a land drop. That's never good. And they're trying to do a whole bunch of cheap stuff. If I can get one single black mana source, we'll be okay. Yeah, they got everything cheap, didn't they? Okay, it's tapped, but I guess we'll take it. Let's bring this down now. No attacks this turn. What do you have up your sleeve? Well, AI has improved a lot within the last 6 months, and I'm convinced that there are things that it is useful for. It's good for analysis a little bit. I try not to use it for creative things necessarily. I think it's important to use your own brain, so to speak, when it comes to... Ouch! Now, how do I get around that? Obliterating Bolt will not help. I mean, we can get rid of one of those. And... we can get rid of another one of these. That puts it down to 8. I can run this in by itself. Has that got first strike? It's not going to give me the life points. I'm going to die. See what happens when you miss a land drop? This is actually... I like this deck list because I was going to make a deck using these primarily to put down cheap enchantment stuff. They can just fly, so... they can fly right over my head and hit me for 8, so I don't know what they're doing. But it's after midnight, which means I've got to move along. I don't have enough free time to just appease them and wait around while they're trying to figure out if they want to play another spell. That was based on making everything ultra cheap and getting tons of stuff out really cheap and really fast. And I missed a land drop, and that's all it took. don't have the black mana for that, so that makes it a useless spell right now. I've got the white, I've got 2 red sources, so the Fabled Passage needs to go get a swamp. And green and blue, okay. I'm gonna go get the swamp now. Black is the most common spell that I have. And I'm not completely certain if my mana base is perfect or not, because I've got double red and I've got double black. And I've got double white. So I didn't make it easy on myself. This is going to be a landfall deck. Landfall decks are boring! When I have the answer right in my hand right away, you know what? You get emotes. You get the board emotes. But I missed a land drop, so yet again. And it gave me 2 of the 3 most expensive cards in my entire deck up front. Missed another land drop. That's probably because I popped the Fabled Passage and it messed up the deck order. Probably would have gotten a land by now. They're just ramping. They got plenty of time. By the time I get my 4th land, I might not be able to stop them. Okay, that's 3 turns without a land draw. Sometimes you can tell that Arena just doesn't want you to win, right? The nice thing is, even though it's not giving me any more land for the rest of the game, I'm still going to win, right? This is an instant if they get a creature out. No, it's just going to be more ramp. That's a little ramp cards. You need to save some land, dude, if your deck's a landfall deck. You already got 9 lands out. Oh my goodness. That's going to be 11. You're not going to have any lands to play on your creatures after this. Still not getting any land. And I'm actually going to have to discard next turn. Oh, never mind. Thank you, Arena, for finally agreeing to give me 1 land out of the nearly 20 that were still left in there. Wonder if they have counterspells. Let's try. We got it down. Oh, they got a little chocobo. They're so sweet. They've been hoarding their creatures. They've been hoarding their land. Okay, what else can you do? Kill my Enduring Courage. Go ahead. Here we go. Boom! So sweet. So sweet. What should we do? I think we killed something. Would have been nice to get a land, but whatever. Or a Borid? Wow. They're really playing with power now. I can only take out 1 creature at a time with the current land that I have. I need like 6 lands to make everything work. 5 is not enough, but let's let them choose. I'm going to gain lives, so what do I care? Okay, they keep Ouroboros. That makes sense, right? Now whatever they put out next, probably Ouroboros is going to be more powerful, right? Maybe. We'll see. I got 2 consumed by greed, so we're still fine. Let's see, landfall, put a +1/+1 counter. They don't play the land. And I still need 6 lands to make everything work, and I still don't have 6 lands after all this time. Opponents got me beat on land like 2-1. I don't have any creature in there, right? I haven't had creatures show up yet, really. So we pass. And we're going to go under 20. So none of this really matters all that much. But it's going to hurt. $18. They've got to be feeling so good about themselves with me missing land drops for so long. What do we got left? 37 more cards. I have haste because I have enduring courage. And now the tables are going to turn, my friends. You can draw all the cards you want and play all the land you want. None of it matters anymore. Look at that, playing lands and they don't even have anybody. Only 35 cards left, opponent. What are you going to do against things like this? That's 7 points in one turn. Now, granted, it's not 18. Ouroboros! Oh, too bad. Ouroboros gonna die. That's 2 Ouroboros down. I'm tapped out. If you got something you can do, now's the time. Oh, you don't have anything you can do? Oh, that's too bad. Look what I can do. That's 11 points of damage. I could have done the fleeting flight, but I'm just having too much fun. It's a landfall deck. I normally lose to landfall. 33 more cards. Oh, they didn't wait. They didn't wait. That's what happens when we have Enduring Courage down. I'm glad I got to show you that. Lots of neat little tricks in this deck. So, yeah, I went to AI. I gave it the existing deck list I knew. I said, what should I put in here? It gave me a bunch of suggestions that I discarded. And it did suggest Enduring Courage. So I looked at Enduring Courage, and I looked at what I could do with Toby, and what I can do with the black creatures. And I was like, you know what? That card's going in there. I have no idea if that card was originally in the deck that beat me or not. But the deck's working really well. So much so that we're over the 30-second mark as Arena desperately tries to find something that can beat us. What it did when I first playtested it, I've been away for 3 days. I had to go out of town on travel, so I haven't been playing the game. But what it originally did was it picked opponents that had exile removal cards against me all of a sudden. And that way my scavenger got exiled constantly. That's a land, we'll take it! We need to sacrifice an artifact. I think we'll get rid of this one. That one can build up too much. This one can add counters too. There's no equipment on it. That's okay. Missed a land drop. The opponent will not. The opponent never does. We're just going to get rid of everything they have each time. Got a lot of removal in this deck. A lot more than I have for most of anything I've created in the last year. Ooh. Alright, it's time to do some stuff. Hopefully they waste time killing that, because then I get Toby down. Okay, so that becomes a 2/4. They create a 1/1. Let's go ahead and put down Authority of the Consuls first, and then we'll get rid of the Greatest Power. And we'll see if they bother to chump block. I'm guessing they... Oh, they do. I thought they wouldn't. I thought maybe that would be useful for something. How many of these? So we got Gleaming Gear Drakes and 3 Crime Novelists out already. A Goblin Construct. I haven't faced this card before. Enduring Innocence is a good card to bring out now. 7 points to the face, 4 lifelink for me. Notice how the opponent is just hitting their land drop every single time. Lots of artifact tricks here. And not many expensive things yet. Everything's tapped, huh? Sweet. I get card draw. Life is just good. That's game. I didn't even get to use my other spells. I was overdue for this. I don't think that I mentioned this. I was going to talk about this in the deck tech originally. I am a fan of using the big complicated cards that Magic has. It's become increasingly harder in the fast pace. After 30 years of power creep and speeding things up, it's really tough to get going. So, but I'm always trying. Okay, I've got 1 removal ready if I need it. But every now and then, I didn't want to do a mono red aggro yet. I could. It's been a while. Yeah, we'll just do this for now. That way we've got 2 different removals. 3 counting Scorching Dragonfire. And then I can go get my white mana with... Or do I just go get... Here, let's go get red. Let's put Enduring Courage down now. It's a good setup because they just kind of forget that you have it. They'll kill it once, it'll come back as an enchantment, and then they'll forget, and they won't leave a blocker up. Evil Bender has just surrendered when he saw 1 card. I didn't realize that card was that scary. Come on, Arena, you're not even trying anymore. Oh, I should talk about the Marvel stuff coming. It's coming to Las Vegas, which is where I live, June 26th through 28. If anybody... I think you need teams of 3 for this. So if anybody needs a third, let me know, and maybe I can get something going. I'm a little rusty in over-the-top physical card play, but before I forget, I also wanted to go over the results of the poll that closed. Instead of Screaming Nemesis, which of these 4 cards should have been banned? Nobody chose Kato Bane of Nightmares. We had 1 person choose Enduring Curiosity. 1 person choose Sheltered by Ghosts. and 8 of you chose Ouroboros. So out of all the overpowered cards around, Ouroboros is far and away the most popular choice. We did have one comment from Azrael1782. None of these, in my opinion, could be case for Badgermole, but he would still ban Nemesis over it, which I thought was interesting. Badgermole, I think, is a good honorable mention. I know it was one of the most... one of the cards that people use most of the wild cards most of the time to create. People did not want to wait to get 4 copies of Badgermole. When people saw how powerful the Earthbending was with Landfall, everybody went out and burned their wild cards, except for me. I don't even think I have one yet. Maybe I have one by now. It's pretty bad because there's thousands of cards, and actually trying to keep in tabs on everything that's in my inventory is near impossible these days. I have to go look it up to figure out what I've got of each copy of things. All right, good start. On the 3rd turn, I can cast everything. Did they just mulligan? Yes, they did. All right, we'll let this enter tapped. We'll put all our tap stuff down. We can't do anything for the first couple turns. One of the most expensive cards already that I can't cast. So we will... Let's throw away Fiery Annihilation, actually. I do need that. Let's try Unstoppable Slasher. Discard is always a good strategy. With cards like Bandit's Talon, it's usually primarily a discard strategy. See, it's a good thing I got rid of Fiery Annihilation, because they would have just took it. They don't... Everybody's really scared of Enduring Courage, aren't they? I don't even have my 2nd red mana out. I'm not even going to put my land down. 11 points of damage, please. Now what are you going to do? Make me discard? Yes, they are. They're going to make me discard. All right, we're getting rid of those. This is... I wonder if they stole my deck list because... Hang on, let me see. They got rid of Rottenmouth Viper. Okay, so it's not my deck. I don't usually have Rottenmouth Viper in my pure discard deck. Unless they have... If they have 4 copies of Rankle's Prank, they could have a way to get rid of all this. But I would get to choose which ones I sacrifice. Okay, so we discard a card. We'll get rid of that. This comes down. Not waiting on that. And do you kill the 4/4? Yes, they do. I don't think they're going to get me. Oh, look, it's a discard card. I'm so surprised. It's 5 points, then we go down to 1, and then we go down to 0. And that's with only 3 lands. Life is good. And I get a card. Alright, I called the deck Mardu Massacre. It's up to you to let me know in the comments if there's a better title for this deck or not. I felt it was fitting. I felt it was appropriate. I felt it was alliterative. But, you know, I'm always up for using the wisdom of the crowd. So the internet's a big place. And you all have had good suggestions in the past, so... If you spot something in the deck list you think needs improvement, like the mana base, let me know. If you would use different cards, let me know. All the red cards were my choices. The 4 cards that were included that beat me were Unstoppable Slasher, Toby, the single black mana card that keeps them alive, and 1 black removal card. And that was it. That was it. Okay, so Not Dead After All was the 3rd card. Let's put down double red so we have what we need for Enduring Courage. Whenever I have the chance, I like to put that down quickly. Although we have to worry about counter spells now. How about... A lot of times they have the removal handy and you just get hit with the Drake, but if they take time to remove the Slasher, then I should be able to remove the Drake next turn. They go digging. They do not have the answer. What do we do? Let's just attack for starters. See what they do. It's going to be 11 points. Enduring Courage. Do you have a counterspell? They don't have a counterspell. They don't have removal. What do they have? If I get out Beastie next turn, it is over. Even if they kill the Courage. Even if they kill the Slasher. Because they just don't know. They just don't know what's coming their way. They've got something now, right? You can kill something. There's no way they're going to be able to resist attacking me. They don't understand they have to play defense. They do. Let's make sure the Drake is not that powerful anymore, shall we? We're just going to attack. Because they left up 4 energy. And they didn't attack. They let the Slasher through. Wow. Yeah, let's try this. I've got a second one. Yeah, see, if I knew they were going to let that down, it would be game already, right? Draw 3 cards, okay? They went digging. You better have something now. Could I have just won last time by putting down Toby? They left 4 cards untapped. Was that... This was the plan all along, nothing else? I hope they try and kill Toby. Or the Slasher. I hope they try and kill anybody. I want to use this card. I've got 1 open land source. I've only got to use this once so far. Ah! Okay, fine. We put down this one, we keep it. It gets the +2 from Haste. They can only block 3 creatures. And they have to get rid of 1 creature. They don't wait around for it. We beat the Is It! And look at how cheap their stuff was. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. That was expensive. We beat the fast decks. That's not what we normally do, is it, folks? Okay, we're going to do one more. One or two more. I'm having fun with this deck. It's been a long time since I played a deck that worked this fast. Well, that's not true. There's 2 or 3 decks in the past 4 months that have been pretty fast. Including when they get down to 10 life and I just hit them with one spell and then game over. But in terms of just slapping down creatures and hitting them with creatures, this is about as close as I can get to mono red aggro without actually being just mono red aggro. Do we let him keep it? I have Slag Storm. Let's give them a little rope. Dang. That's 4 toughness for only 3. Cannot be permitted to live. Okay, we've got double red. We've got 1 each of the black or white, so I need 1 more black source and I need 1 more white source. And there's my white source, so let's go ahead and go get another black source. We'll go get a swamp now. And Slag Storm is a good thing to play now. Each creature clears the ranks. How many cards do they have? 131 more cards to go. I'll try and beat them before they get through 100 more cards. We don't care about Death Touch that much. And we can play both of these next turn if we have to. So that's a lot of creatures. That's 6 creatures already. They didn't kill Toby. That was a mistake. Are they going to kill Toby? Wow. Not too shabby. Alright, we're both about out of ammo, but I have Restless Fortress and they do not. If they get rid of my creature, that is a potential issue. Oh, let's wait until they've actually done it so their health goes up and then I get the life toughness. Perfect. Alright, we got him down under 20. I'm kind of flooding out with the lands this turn. 4 spells and 7 lands? They're going to need 3 more lands if they want to sacrifice that. But they do get to surveil all of a sudden. That can sort of be like an extra card draw if they're throwing stuff in the graveyard each turn. Especially if they have stuff they can get back from the graveyard. They're taking a long time to think about this one. They're on a 6-turn clock right now, assuming I get nothing else that can help me in the next 6 turns. Yep. Look at that. Well, we haven't been land flooded in a while, so, you know, I guess we sit and wait. They've got to stop wrestling. Why are they attacking? That was not smart. I can do this. I have life gain. You need to put on other creatures to get life gain. They do have a lot of creatures, though, don't they? Thank you. Down to 12. They can block, but they can't kill it. Okay, just had to wait for them to realize that they could do that. We're still over 20. And I have these. If they kill Toby, now I'm in trouble. But if they just attack, I'm not even going to block. Are they going to search for a land? Or are they going to search for a creature? They figure out a way to make a 130 card... Oh, it's Ouroboros. How about that? But they still need another land. Alright. This is lovely. It really is. 1, 2... Okay, so I have to just attack with these guys. Surprising. There they go. They got the Ouroboros. Which can win games all by itself, right? Keep Toby. I don't know. They maybe got me by now. If I can't remove the Ouroboros, I'm on limited life. And I'm over 20 right now, but still. That many counters. I need removal at this point. I got the Slag Storm, Fire Annihilation, Tribute to Hunger. The problem is 4 of my spells are just, well, 2 of those are already... Oh, there we go. Hang on. Do I have a creature that's in the graveyard? No. So I just do target. They lose Sentinel. And I think I die, right? Yeah, I messed up. I wasn't supposed to attack there. But I had nothing else. I could really do. That was a lot of land. 9, 10 lands with Fabled Passage. Could just call it 9 lands because I used Fabled to go get one. They beat me on 4. And that's that Ouroboros again, which most people said that should be banned instead of Screaming Nemesis. I think I was supposed to not throw the Restless Fortress in against the Haster. Then I could have had Restless Fortress still as a chump blocker for one more turn. So I think that was winnable. I think I just messed it up. Because it's after midnight. Well, actually, it's after 1 o'clock my time. And Arena doesn't look satisfied. Alright, finally found somebody. I had to run away and turn on the air conditioning. A normal deck size. With those type of creatures, eh? Alright, let's see if this is the normal Ajani Pridemate life gain or the Endless Bunnies. It's a little bit different. Green and black in there. Let's not let them know we have red just yet. They pause in front of the unstoppable slasher. They do not miss the land drop. Do they chump block or do they just take it? That's 13 points of damage. They probably think they have so much life gain. It just doesn't matter. Let's get rid of Mentor of the Week so they can't pay and draw a card. And that's a lot of life gain. And they're still attacking me. That's a little weird to me. Maybe they have removal. We'll get rid of Bogwater Lumerit. More life gain. I'm so surprised. So 5 spells and 6 lands. Yeah, thanks, Arena. Like, this makes sense to flood me twice. If they have an exile spell, I'm dead. They are matching me land drop for land drop. Now they got life gain and card draw. And I'm just on lands. Anything but a land. Enduring Courage. Nice. Okay, so do they just attack in with Pet Mascot? Or do they just feel so comfortable about everything? I gotta admit, they got, like, the perfect roll here. I needed at least one of my removal cards. And people used to insult me for running too much removal, even when I didn't. Yep, that's 15. Come on. I don't think there's anything that can save me. The mascots got pumped up so much so fast. They got a little card draw engine because White's gotten card draw over the years. Ooh, look, I get +1 on a creature. And it's another land. They don't even need to block. They don't even need it. Okay, I'm gonna leave. They're taking way too long. 8 lands. All that Arena did was give them perfect card draw and give me flooded out lands for 2 games in a row. And taking over 30 seconds to find them, too. Here we go. Just a few seconds. It's because the team that spies on my gameplay went for a coffee break. Now we're not gonna get flooded with land now. What do you want to take? They know we have Restless Fortress, so let's put it out now. This is technically fine because I'm just putting out tap lands. All the discard stuff is getting rid of creature removal. Which, discard decks like this don't have a ton of creatures, so 1 removal card for 1 discard isn't the worst thing in the world against me. But this can be a problem. That can be a problem against me. Especially if I don't ever actually get a creature. Oh, that's a sorcery. Let's do this one. That's basically another removal card for a discard card. Did I say we weren't going to get flooded out with land? Opponent matches my land draw. The opponents have not had any problem with land, have they? Even though the one that needed 4 for the Orboreid got the 4th when they needed it. Get rid of the demon so you're still losing life. And now I have 2 copies of Not Dead After All. And this is kind of the situation where I was kind of admitting that maybe 4 copies of that card is too many. That maybe we could stand to have 1 other card in here. Maybe something to do with enchantments, for example. Because now I have nothing to get rid of that. And we get land. We got land. Arena. And they get 2 of these up front. Within the first 17 cards, 2 of them. Okay, we're gonna call it. That was just ridiculous. I'm getting lands when I need my spells. Arena didn't do this to me the first couple days of playtesting. They did other stuff to beat me, but they didn't just flood me out with land and flood me out with land, and flood me out with land. That was not a problem this deck had. Alright, I'm probably going to take out an honor card and put in something that destroys enchantments or artifacts or both. Just one of them, because this is, a lot of times, is just a dead card, and I think I put 2 of them in the deck, so... No white sources. No white sources at all. Another not dead after all. I think there could be arguments that I could change this deck up a little bit. We started off the evening so well. And then we missed a land drop. So we went from three. Well, I'm not sure if the last hand could be counted as flooding. It started to look like it was going to be. But we've gone from feast to famine. And this is the enchantment room deck. So, because it's so late, if they don't give me a land, we're going to go. They gave me a land. They fell to my threat. Okay, both of these are instants, so let's see what they do. Opponent does not miss a land drop. See if they have counterspells now. If they do, they don't want to use it. They've got something. Seriously, Arena? They're blue. You have to give them extra time to think about each and every single thing that happens. This is going to be a long match. What's cool is if they do have counterspells, and I have 2 not dead after alls, maybe we can make them come in handy with Toby. We need Toby to survive one more turn. They were looking at the 4/4 to start with. Maybe they just bounced the 4/4. This is usually where Sheltered by Ghosts comes in. Oh, it's like I've played against these people on Arena before. Do they take Toby? Because the beast can't attack, right? Look at that. They're greedy. Go all out. What else you got? Spend it. Well, we tried. Consumed by greed. Even if they have an unsummoned card on Scavenger to save the Scavenger, I still get Toby back with another 4/4 creature. Notice I'm not getting any more land. I need at least one more land. Oh, hello. You're not even going to try? It's hard to find a good match sometimes. Even when I'm being land starved, they still run. Alright. Alright, we'll give you one more look at the deck. I think it does need some fine-tuning. Check out the mana base. Is that good? I mean, for the most part, it's been good. Remember, we have double red, double black, and double white, even though the double white is just for 2 Enduring Innocences. I think Honor needs to go away, one of them at least. And maybe one of the Not Deads after all, because I'm getting a lot of those. And I only have 13 creatures. So, what card would I put in if I took that down to 3? What do you think would make this deck even more devastating than it already is? Let me know. And I'll have something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.